welcome back to another flipping and money making live stream. And I know on Friday we hit max cash, so it's kind of like, where do I go from here? What do I do for flipping? Well, basically what we decided to do for the live streaming series is, if I'm not operating on 2 accounts, is to just put 100 mil in platinum tokens and just flip with the cash we have on hand. And I know I said last stream that I will be using a second account for most streams going forward, and that is the case, just I'm not doing it today. I always feel like I'm saying that. I should really get on top of that. But anyway, guys, welcome back to the stream today. Hopefully you guys are doing well on this lovely Monday evening. We have Stanford Mod and DR saying hello. Good to see both of you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. We also have some people over on YouTube. Evil JG3 saying hello, boss. Good to see you, Evil. Thank you so much for tuning in today. People Gaming as well. He said made around 42 mil from flipping God D'Hide. Wow, that's freaking incredible, man. Congratulations on that. I know God D'Hide has been a little bit volatile due to the updates that the team plans on putting into the game, revolving around the D'Hide, right? There was a little bit of ambiguity behind, like, hey, are they going to implement this to the God D'Hide or not, or what the deal with that was. We have Smork the Orc also giving us a wave as well. Good to see everybody here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have Too Lame for Name saying, what's up, dude? Hope to learn something. I like your name, man. It's not lame, man. It's great. But anyway, guys, I mean, how many times can I say anyway? Let's get ahead and crack into the flipping here. We are working with about 2 bill here today, 2 bill and 48 mil. So we do have a decent stack today. We have Freeman OSRS popping in as well. Guys, if you don't know about Freeman OSRS, he is maxing an account in a year. So 100% go check out his content. It's crazy. And I wonder if he's going to make it. I mean, hey, you know, I have my doubts, but I'm really rooting for him as well. So good luck with that series, man. Anyway, regardless, guys, let's do some flipping today. We do have a lot of cash on hand today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we're going to do the Dragon Darts right off the... Actually, we're not going to do the Dragon Darts. I lied. We're going to do the Diamond Dragon Bolts E right off the bat here, guys. And then we're going to check the Dragon Darts after that. Now, I think bolts have been in a super odd situation considering all of these nerfs that that the Jagex team plans on putting into the game, right? Like, is the crossbow going to be better than the blowpipe? I think that's the thing that's a lot of players are wondering, and I think a lot of players are wondering as well, hey, is that going to drive the bolt demand around the board? My opinion is, yes, it probably will. Are they good investments? Potentially. I mean, you know, it's still hard to tell how strong the demand will be, and, you know, if the blowpipe is still something that is considered as a viable option. So, you know, it's a little bit funky figuring that one out. Regardless, though, I do want to make sure we flip a large item today, and that is going to be the Twisted Bow. Since we have so much cash on hand, guys, now, we should be flipping these large items. I think the Twisted Bow is a perfect example of an item that we can flip that is actually relatively safe. I mean, the Twisted Bow does have its volatile moments, but recently the Twisted Bow has been very, very stable in price. I don't really think that the new equipment rebalancing changes really did affect the demand behind the Twisted Bow as much. It actually does look like it might be on a little bit of a price run here, although OS Buddy is not showing all the most up-to-date prices here. So regardless, though, we're going to go ahead and list a Twisted Bow here, and we'll see if we can flip it, man. And it did an instant buy, which is a great sign. And we have a ton of people in here today, guys, so welcome to the live stream. People Gaming says, all thanks to you, you got me into flipping last week. Dude, I'm so glad, man. How has the flipping been so far? Have you been making a good amount of money? Let me know if it is your new primary money maker, because as soon as I started flipping, it instantly became my favorite way to make money in old school RuneScape. Now, we still have 896 mil on hand, guys, so I'm thinking, like, maybe what can we flip with this amount of cash? And we could try the Volatile Orb as well. I'm thinking we give it a crack here today. We'll see if we can get a relatively cheap one here for quite a low price, but I don't know how long we're going to let that sit. But anyway, we'll go ahead and do the Bandos Tassets and the Bandos Chest Plates as well. These are two consistent, super good performing flips for me. You know, I've been doing Bandos Tassets and Bandos Chest Plates ever since like 100 mil, really. And I always flip them because I find them super easy to flip and they have decent margins most of the time. Right now, we're looking at about a 25k margin on the Bandos Chest Plate. So we're going to try to capitalize on top of that today. Now, let's go do the Bandos Tassets as well. We'll get both the Chest Plates and the Tassets listed, and hopefully we can make a little bit of money on that here today while we wait for some of these bigger flips to come through. We have Stu Fleece as well. He says, hello, hola. I messed that up. Hola is what I meant to say. Good to see you, Stoof, man. Thank you for tuning in today. And wow, we've got a smacking of a margin on the Bandos Tacits here. So we're going to go ahead and list a couple of those. Let them do their thing on the Grand Exchange. Now, I do want to go ahead and flip the, what are they called? The Abyssal Bludgeons here today. But they've been such an odd item here recently that, you know what? I think we're going to skip them today and go straight to the Armadillo Crossbow. Now, as you can see, what we're doing right here is we've got a lot of our bigger items listed, such as the Twisted Bow and the Volatile Orb. And while we're waiting for those, we're kind of flipping these medium level PVM items that do trade a, what the? 0 GP margin. Okay, sounds good. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. Literal 0 GP margin. I've never seen that in my entire life. Regardless, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. We're going to go ahead and do the Toxic Blowpipe. Now, with all the Toxic Blowpipe nerfs and, you know, buffs to other items as well, you know, the Toxic Blowpipe has been in quite a volatile state, and the price has been moving a ton. So, honestly, the Blowpipe has been a really great, consistent performer these past couple of weeks, and the volume on it has been a lot higher than it typically is, which makes it a decent flip for us to capitalize on top of. Now, we still have 419 million GP left. Let's do the Dragon Warhammer. Now, last stream when we were doing this thing, it was a little bit sketchy, a little bit funky to actually go ahead and flip this thing. But we're seeing new highs on the, well, not new highs, but, you know, 1 year highs, basically, on this Dragon Warhammer here. So I do think it does have some upward momentum for us here today in the short term. So let's go ahead and buy a couple of these. See if we can get a decent flip on the Dragon Warhammers, because they honestly are a really great flip outside of all this update hype. Now, I've been ignoring you guys on the live chat this entire time. So let me go ahead and see what is up with everyone here today. And, Raw Talks 420 says, here we hear, LOL. Good to see you, Raw Talks. Thank you for tuning in. We have Chicken Dinner saying, hey, checking in for another week of gains. Good luck from the UK. Chicken Dinner, man, good to see you, and thank you for tuning in, my man. And we're going to try to make some gains here today. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it goes fairly well. You know, with these streams, we're going to start trying to flip some of these bigger items as well, right? So, like, we have the Twisted Bow listed. We have the Volatile Orb listed as well. We're going to try to flip some bigger stuff now that our cash stack is so large. No flex, I promise. It's just, hey, we've been flipping here for a while, and we've come up on a fair bit of money. Now, the only thing I'm really concerned about right here is how fast these Dragon Warhammers bought. You know, it seems like we might have got them at their peak price. We'll have to see if we can actually sell them, and we'll just play it patiently and hope for the best on that, right? Now, let's do the Primordial Boots in the last slot that we have. Now, I don't have a ton of cash on hand to really deploy towards the Primordial Boots, but I do think we have enough to at least flip a few, see if the margin is good, and if it's good, we'll cycle back in and flip a few more, maybe with potentially a little bit more capital than we were flipping it with now. So let's go ahead and do we'll do 3 pairs of the Primordial Boots for now, and we'll just kind of let everything sit for a minute, and I'll get to you guys in the live chat. Forest Wonk saying, good day, sir. Good to see you, Forest Wonk. People Gaming says, it is addicting. I know, flipping is super addicting, man. And once I started and I saw, like, how far my cash stack could grow just from flipping items, I was, like, super addicted to it, and I just had to flip every day, man. 100K one beer, no, says Forrest. No, not today, man. And if Stu Fleece also saying, so we're doing 1 mil, 1 beer? Not on a Monday, man. Hey, you had to be here on Friday when we had the reaching max cash stream where you know, hey, if you saw me on that stream, I was drinking beers, and dude, that stream was freaking insane, man. We had Jagex Flippy come into the live chat, which was just so over the top and so, like, it's just shocking, like, honestly, so shocking. Stanford Mod says, let's make some money today, guys. I hope we make some money today, man. Just because, hey, why not extend our gains over Bill, or over max cash? Oh my God, even further. 916 Luna says, why don't you just flip stocks in real life? 1 hour could easily be $100, which is like 200 mil GP. Well, honestly, this is just for entertainment, and I love flipping in RuneScape, so that's what we're going to do instead of flipping actual stocks. And with stocks right now, honestly, if you just buy and hold, you're going to do better than buying and selling throughout the day, unless I guess you're taking really short-term positions and you know what you're doing. But you know what? I don't really know what I'm doing, so I would, you know, I personally think I would do better just by buying shares and holding them, because the market has just been on a crazy run. That being said, let's not get focused down that rabbit hole. But anyway. Oh my goodness, I don't have my blurred overlay on. Wow. I appreciate the pointing that out, because I had no idea I didn't have that on. I forgot to turn on all the blurs. You know, I thank you for the heads up on that. Who said that? Let's see, who was that? Blind King 316, man, thank you so much, dude. I didn't even realize that I didn't have the margin covers on, because we took them off during the Friday stream, because I think we went to like Gertrude to see if my cat was still alive, and he was dead. So can I get an F in the chat for that? But I mean, if you were there, you were there, and you remember how sad that was. But thank you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and readjust all of my margins here. Do apologize for that, guys, and thank you for the heads up on that. I'll take 10 mil. I don't got that 10 mil for you, bud. Sneaky snakes. Dude, Mark Baker, sneaky snakes are coming in for my margins, man. The sneaky snakes. And the Mandalorian popping into the chat as well with the lurk. Good to see you, the Mandalorian. Thank you for tuning in today, even though I know this is not the typical content that you enjoy the most. But regardless, imagine, if People Gaming says, imagine RuneScape GE with shorting. Dude, it would be nuts. I really wish they would implement that, but there's no chance. I don't even know how that would work, so I don't really think there's a good chance we're going to get it. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip the Amulet of Torture in this open slot. Also, let's go ahead and fix up our margins here on the Twisted Bow as well. We need to get that thing fixed up here in the short term, and hopefully we can actually get a decent margin on it. I don't know where it's trading around right now, but you know what? I'm going to keep my hopes high, and hopefully we can get a decent margin on it. Now, let me go ahead and list these Amulets of Torture here. A really great flip on the Amulets of Torture, by the way. They're just very consistently decent margins. I mean, if you have a smaller cash stack, you're not, you know, you want to find something that flips really, really quickly, Amulet of Torture is your guy. Or girl, I mean, depending on how you look at it. Anyway, we have Zardon Zane saying, I want to undercut you. Too bad, you won't be able to, sir. We have Jesus as well. He says, good afternoon, sir. Good day to do some flipping. Well, hey, we're going to see what margins are looking good today. We're going to try our best to actually make some GP on the Grand Exchange today. And, of course, we have to adjust all of our margins now because I accidentally showed them all. So, feels bad, man. Now, let's go ahead and do a little bit higher on that volatile orb here. And luckily it did an instant buy, so I feel confident about that. Also, we're going to knock up the margin on the Twisted Bow here very, very small, like a very, very short and small price adjustment for that one. And it looks like it did an instant buy as well, so we're looking good on both of those flips there. Why don't you just margin check the Twisted Bow? You know, the margin, you don't want to margin check a Twisted Bow, really. It's just a little bit too expensive. You could margin check it and flip it a few times, but the power with not margin checking the Twisted Bow is, one, you know, the Twisted Bow is a volatile item in itself. It's worth a lot of money, so if there's a big pullback or, you know, a big price run in the short term on it, then you're not going to know where the margin on it actually is. And I mean, the Twisted Bow could, you know, shift a mil, 2 mil in an instant, and you'll lose your margin. And if you pay for like a 1 mil margin check, you know, it's not going to be great. Also, another reason why I patiently wait to try to find the Twisted Bow margin is you can flip another one, which just makes it, you know, that's another, it could be an additional mil profit for us, and I don't want to throw that to a margin check. I'd rather have that in my stack. But when it's something like the Bandos Chestplate or the Bandos Tassets, like, you know, it's only like 50k most of the time max, and, you know, I'll pay that to the Grand Exchange, no problem. Floor Tile says, Scape's favorite day of the week. Don't even say it, man. I freaking hate Mondays, dude. You know that. But I have next Monday off, so I'm happy about that. Flamesy's 1000 says, since you are going for some max combats, will you do some raids with viewers? Probably not, to be honest, because every time I've done raids in the past with viewers, I get flamed. So, hey, maybe we'll try it again, but I have no current plans to do any raids. We have Any Keys dropping a follow over on Twitch as well. Thank you, Any Keys. Do appreciate it. Now we have Pippo Gaming saying, I'm going to make a PDF and post it on the OSRS subreddit introducing shorting in the GE economy. Hey, I'll make sure to upvote that, dude. Evil JG says, what do you do in real life, my guy? I work in IT support. Oh, 2 people asked the same question at once. That's kind of crazy, man. And we did get a twisted bow. It took us about 2 minutes to buy that thing. We're going to turn it around. We're going to stretch the margin. I mean, someone in the chat said the margin on this thing is pretty good. So I'm feeling cocky today. Let's go ahead and list it for almost a mil margin. Buying T-bow for max, sell it a bit lower, and then make your own margin. I'm good. I think I'm just going to do my tried and true strategy of just guessing where that price probably is, using GE Tracker as a basis, and then just slowly hiking my price up over time. Give me 1 second here, guys. Just have to do one little maintenance thing here. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? You having a great day on the Grand Exchange? I sure hope you are, man. You know, I didn't really do a ton of flipping this weekend, to be quite honest. There we go. Okay. But I didn't really do a ton of flipping this weekend, and I wish I did, but I really just didn't get the chance. I mean, I tried, but I couldn't find the time. I mean, I feel like, you know, you work all week, and you know, I love doing this channel stuff and everything like that, but sometimes it's not that easy to find time, so... Anyway, we have Flacco the Gifted saying, "You're the OG Grand Flipper. I just got the notification you were online and came by to drop that like and watch." Flacco, man, what is up, dude? It's good to see you, man. Good to see you again. And thank you for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. How much has been your best flip, says Zardon Zane? The best investment I had made me about 108 mil on the Basculus Jaws, and that was actually fairly recently. I made a community post about that on my channel, so if you are interested in seeing that, you can definitely go check that out. And by the way, guys, you know, we're going to adjust some of these flips here because we've been waiting too long already, but regardless, I do want to know, what kind of content do you guys want to see from me? You know, I ask this a lot, and I want to see, like, what kind of videos you guys want me to make, or what kind of, like, if there's a series idea that you guys have, please give it to me, because I'm coming up in this thing where I'm kind of at a standstill for what kind of content, you know, related to flipping, of course, that I'd like to make. So just definitely stop by and let me know, like, hey, I want you to make this kind of content, or you can even join me on Discord and be like, hey, you message me and be like, hey, make this kind of content. I have this idea for you. If there's any ideas, you know, I'm desperate for some ideas to make some content. So any series idea regarding flipping or money making or anything like that, I would be super interested to hear your guys' input. So please let me know. And by the way, guys, if you're not with us on Discord, be sure to join us with the link in the description below. If you're watching over on Twitch, there is a panel in the description below that you can utilize as well to find our Discord group. We have a Discord group dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape, and we would love to have you there. Mark Baker says, max gear bossing. I don't think I'll do that. Forrest Wong says, Stufley's fake account. I think it's a real account. Anyway, we have Raltox420 saying, I made a little over the weekend. Couldn't find time today, LOL. Raltox, that's my problem, man. I can't find the time. You know, I've been lazy with setting, you know, passive flips as well. So I guess in my defense, there is no defense. We'll put it that way. Lewintag says, it's a weird concept, but kind of similar to Guns Chili, in debt for a pet, except every time you drop over 20 mil, you take the cash from that item and flip it for a week. Oh, you mean, like from bossing? Dude, I would love to get a bossing pet, but do you guys really want me to make, like, PVM content? Like, I feel most people here look at other YouTubers for PVM content. Like, you know, you don't really want to see me PVM. I'm not a good PVMer. So I think that's, like, what everyone is confused about. And, you know, I could get better at it. Yes, I just don't do it that often. Like, you know, you don't want to see me clicking around my inventory, okay? We'll put it that way. Anyway, guys, we do have these Bando statuses listed back onto the Grand Exchange for a decent price here. Now, we also have 414 mil on hand to redeploy into another item, and I do want to do the Sanguesti staff today, and I think, honestly, at this point in time, the Sanguesti staff is at a decent point where it's probably a pretty good flip. I mean, this thing has, you know, been on a sort of a downward trend for the past, I don't know, couple of weeks now, and it's starting to slow down a little bit trend-wise. You know, it's not going down as aggressively as it was before. Now, I'm not saying I think this is necessarily a good investment at this time, but it is a decent flip. I mean, we might have a pretty stretched margin on this thing as the price kind of settles, so we're going to take a look and see if we can actually flip that for a profit. Now, I want to do the, let's see, I want to relist those Diamond Dragon Bolts E as well. We'll see if we can get a better margin on this because, of course, I was exposing my margin before. So, being the very intelligent flipper I am, it's probably not the best strategy for us. Now, we're going to go ahead and relist that for a slightly less good margin, but still going to make us a decent profit regardless. And we do have the toxic blowpipes as well. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. And we're going to go back and list those as quickly as we can. Hopefully sell those off without too much of an issue. And Evil JG says the Grazi. We could definitely do the Grazi as well. We'll do it when we clear up another inventory slot here. We'll keep a close eye on that Twisted Bow as well, as we did buy one in about 2 minutes, which means we probably bought it at a relatively high price. And we are getting greedy, and we have this thing listed for quite a high price. So I'm hoping that clears, but I don't have that much confidence at this price level that it actually will. Which one is more profitable between PVM and flipping, says Dragon Stick. Flipping has a higher, like, ceiling, so you're gonna make more money flipping, but, you know, like, PVM is it depends on the boss, but it can be very consistent money, right? Like, Vorkath is pretty consistent as far as money goes, but something like maybe Bandos is not as consistent because you don't, you know, you're not getting a hype drop every time you go. The drops besides the hype drops are really not that great. So, you know, maybe, yes, at Bandos you can make, I don't know what it is, maybe 3-4 mil an hour if you get a hype drop, but if you don't, then you're not making really anything. So, flipping is, like, flipping, you can make more money per hour at the highest level compared to PVM, but, you know, if someone's doing Theater of Blood, you're probably going to make a lot more doing Theater of Blood very efficiently than you would necessarily doing flipping, unless you're flipping with, like, a couple billion GP. That's the way I look at it. Challenge other people. I'm assuming you mean to flipping. We could do that. That's actually a decent one. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through all the content today. Sorry, I'll keep the commentary up for you guys. We do have the Sanguesti staves buying up right here, right now. So we're just kind of waiting for a few more of those to come in, and then we're going to sell them off. Now, we do, like, this has happened a lot recently. I don't know really what it is. It might just be some items that I commonly flip that might be downward trending in direction. And we're just having a lot of trouble selling a lot of these items recently. If you've watched the past couple of streams, that's been like a common theme, is we've had a difficult time selling a couple things. Pippo Gaming says, thought on the Steam effect on the OSRS economy, like recommended items, etc. Pippo, I actually did an entire video going over my top, Steam coming to old school RuneScape investments. So if you want to look at that, I do have a video on that. I would say basically all the items I talk about in that video are the same ones I would recommend now. Still looks like an opportunity to me. Dragon Stick says, awesome answer, thanks. Well, flipping is more AFK too. Good luck, have fun. And, like, flipping, you can make money while you're not even logged on. So that's another, benefit to flipping. The income is more like, how do you describe it? Like, more 24/7, quote unquote, than I guess PVM would be, right? Because if you want a PVM, you have to be online and you have to be fighting monsters. So regardless, let's go ahead and do the Necklace of Anguish, guys. We did finish up on those. What do we do? The Bandos chest plates, I think. Did that just finish up? Or no, I think that finished before. Whatever item was there, we finished it up, and we're moving on to the next one. We're going to lower that Twisted Bow a little bit. It's been a little bit too long since we've had that thing listed, and I don't think it's going to sell at that level. We've got 7 of the Necklaces of Anguish in here for a pretty good margin. We're looking at over 70k on those as of right now, so I'm hoping we can actually trade a couple of those for just a quick profit there. I do like the Zenyte jewelry. I think it trades extremely fast compared to a lot of the higher PVM items or the more expensive PVM items that I flip. And I do like to do my Zenyte towards the beginning of my session just to get that free profit in and out of the way. Stu Flea says, do you have any investments going on at the moment? I have 0 investments right now. I would like to obviously do more investments here now that we are at max cash. We can kind of deploy a little bit of capital onto the side and let it do its thing while we're trying to make money on. I'm hoping I can come up with like a creative series idea that I can make content on and just kind of like passively flip on the main, because we do have this live streaming series where I'm always streaming and always flipping for you guys, and I feel like this in itself is a series, but it's more of like a live streaming series, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping to get a good video series out, and if not, we'll just have some more guide content for you guys. We're definitely going to do more videos on the investment related stuff that I promised I would do for you guys, so we're going to get that stuff out as well. This is Flacco the Gifted. Oh, awesome. Good to see you back, Flacco. Pippo Gaming also saying, do you think the impact of the player population rise will be similar or less than when mobile was released? It's going to be less of an impact, I think. I think overall for the longevity of the game, Steam coming to old school RuneScape is a good sign. I don't think now that Steam's on old school RuneScape is on Steam, that a ton of people are going to start playing old school RuneScape. I think over time it's good and it's going to increase the population, but I don't think it's going to be this like immediate boom like we had in the mobile release. Now, I do think it will bring more players, like right after the update comes out, but it's not going to be as large as the mobile release. I mean, think about the mobile release, right? You're playing a game that's popular on PC, but now on phones, right? It's obviously going to bring a lot more people to the game. And anyway, besides that, make a brand new account, put 100 mil on it, and try to speedrun to 500 mil. The problem is nothing I do is a speedrun. That's like the issue. And it's just because I'm like not the most consistent with video content on my channel. That's why like the speedrun stuff is tough. At the end, check your time in game at Hans. That's not a bad idea. Try to have as least in-game time as possible. Step out of the comfort zone. Hey, we could do that. That's not bad. And then just like, that would be like flipping and regular money making, I guess. Oh, we also had World of RS popping in here as well. Forgot to mention he was in here. Good to see you, World. He says, hey, Sierra, how do you like my Kodai flips so far? 8.7 mil once, then later 10.9 mil from 7. I didn't see the ones you posted today, but I think you did a great job on the Kodais that you flipped in the past. Anyway, we're going to turn around and sell these Sanguesti staffs. We did get a couple of them, and they're not really buying up anymore at this point, so we're going to turn around and sell the ones that we do have. Now, we do have the Primordial Boots as well, but they have been sitting for a little bit too long, and we really need to shift some things around to make more money. So I'm thinking we knock down the profits on the Primordial Boots here just a little bit. And the Toxic Bull Pipes, those aren't selling either, so that is a little bit of a problem. We're going to turn around and sell those back for a little bit cheaper. And we already were taking a little bit of a margin cut on those as well, so it's a little bit unfortunate we have to cut that again, but hopefully they will sell at around this price point. We're going to cut back on the Volatile Orb as well, try to get something a little bit more high volume going in its place, and we'll try and give the Pegasians a rip here. See if we can get a decent margin on those. Usually, I find, honestly, I get better margins on Primordials and more efficient trades, but I have seen people make bank on the Pegasian Boots as well. Pegasian Boots can be more of a passive flip than something, and the Primordials too, than you maybe anticipate, just because the limit is a little bit higher. And if you kind of sit below where the margin is, they usually will fill anyway. I mean, at least that I found that over my experience. Mileage may vary on that one. We'll go back and sell the Diamond Dragon Bolts E as well. We'll see if we can get a little bit of money on that. I am Sebaloco with the 1 bit. Thank you, man. Do appreciate it. We have Pippo Gaming saying, guess it depends on how actively you flip. Oh, okay. You're talking about investing versus actively flipping. Careful using that history tab. People can see your margins. Floor tile, don't worry. I do know that, and it stinks I can't cover it, but it is what it is. That being said, let's see. Now I'm all lost over in the live chat here. So is it worth investing a couple days before release since you can make more money trading? So here's the thing. It's like, you have to remember that when you invest money, then you cannot flip with it, right? Because you have to hold the item to make sure you can actually have a good investment. So right now, we're making no money per hour, by the way, which is horrible. So we have to change something around here. But regardless, I would say that and here's the thing is, you can invest money, but then you can't flip with the item that you're invested in, right? Because the cash is locked up. But on the other hand, if you invest too late, then you're not going to get as good of a deal on the on the flip, right? Or on the investment, because you got in later. So, like, what is my opinion on that? I mean, I honestly think you should focus on investments when you have enough cash to actively flip and still make as much as you like per hour, and still have that money on the side so you can actually, make, a lot more money by, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you want to have enough money to where you're comfortable holding an item for as long as you plan to hold it and not be able to flip with that money. So for some people, it might be like, hey, I want to make 2 mil an hour with flipping, so maybe you want to have like 300 mil on hand and the rest you'll invest with. But some people are like, hey, I want to be able to make 8 mil an hour flipping. So maybe they want to hold 1.5 bill on hand to flip with actively. And that's really up to you. I mean, everyone has a different flipping style. Not everyone likes to sit at the Grand Exchange and trade items back and forth all day. I think I'm one of the few that really enjoys it. I think most people rather have an investment and just kind of put their money in an item and just wait for it to finish and sell it at a higher price. We have Farm Truck saying, do you play OSRS or do you just flip? I do 95% flipping. That's what usually I tell people, but I do love flipping, so it is definitely the main content that I enjoy the most. We'll do the Armadillo. God, I don't even know what to flip next. I kind of want to do these Armadillo D'hide boots. I did these the other day, and they actually did really good, and I think it's because of the God D'hide updates that are going into the game, and that's why I think they're doing so good. But they're not really doing that good today, so we're actually going to skip them. Let's try the Tormented Bracelet next instead. Hopefully get a decent margin on this thing here, but we're not even making that much money right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I thought that this Twisted Bow flip would actually go our way. We'd be able to make a little bit more money off this thing than we have so far. I mean, currently we haven't made any money off of it, so that's a little bit of a shame. But we did just get a decent margin on the Tormented Bracelet here, so let's see if we can actually go ahead and flip a few of these. It could be a big ticket item for us today as long as we can get it off. Now, also keep in mind, we haven't gotten these tassets off yet, so we've kind of had that slot locked up for a while. And I feel like the market hasn't really been that great to me for these past couple of past 2 weeks of live streams, really. I mean, we had a decent day on Friday with a couple of items, but they were mostly big ticket items that would have done good either way, right? And I feel like the problem I'm having right now is nothing is like selling for me. I'm having so much trouble selling offers. So usually, yeah, that means, things are trending in a downward direction if you can't sell something off, but you can buy it without too much of a problem. But it's just been like a very consistent trend for me. I haven't been able to really sell these items. Anyway, I'm just ranting. Alt flipping account versus alt rune dragon account. Honestly, I know a lot of people just like to play their main accounts in game, and they have an alt account that they flip on that just stands at the GE 24/7. That's probably the best way to do it, but if you wanted an alt account just for money-making purposes, I would go with a flipping account because, you can, like, let it sit AFK as long as you want, really. Obviously you want to stay on top of it so you can make more money with it, but, if you walk away from your computer, it's not like you have to be worried you're going to die and lose your gear and stuff. Not that that's really an issue now anyway, but... Floor Tile says, Scape, I almost guarantee you're getting undercut because you are showing your history tab briefly. Hate to say it, but you know what happens. I mean, there's really nothing I can do, like, to get around it, because I thought about that too, right? And the one thing that I did do is disable people coming back and being able to watch, like, even, 10 seconds ago. So people can't go back and see what the margin was, but there's really no way I can get around it without changing the scene. And that means that I'd have to change the scene, like, every 5 minutes or 5 seconds. So I don't really know what to do to get around it. So for now, that's just going to have to be a problem we get past. Lewintank says Guardian Boots, Dragonfire Shield, Rapier, Dragonhoder Crossbow, and Lance. We do have space to flip those. We just don't really have available space now to go ahead and do it. We do have the cash, though. That's what I meant. But we can actually try to get these Primordial Boots off. And if we can get them off, then hey, we will be very happy flipping another item in that slot. And there you go. We did lose about 20k on that last one, so that's fine. We'll get that out of the way. Now, the problem is we have 106 mil now, which is not a crazy amount, but we do have a little bit of money from the Sanguesti here that we can take. Besides that, everything else we can just let sit for a little bit longer. Maybe we'll get these Pegasians up just a little bit here. Just try like maybe knocking them up about 10k or so. We accidentally put all of our money into that. Okay, guess that's how it's gonna be. I do want to get this Twisted Bow off. That's the only thing that I'm really concerned about is this Twisted Bow, because keep in mind that every minute we sit with this Twisted Bow is like, not that it's necessarily that risky. It's just like 1.1 bill locked up in our cash stack. Okay, so it is good to keep when you have so much money in an item to keep it moving as best you can. Obviously, items that are more expensive are going to take a little bit longer to trade, so you just have to kind of like, you gotta balance it out a little bit. But we have been sitting on this Twisted Bow for about 15 minutes or so, so it'd be good to get that off. Also, we do have another slot open, so let's put that to work. I think we're going to do the Manta Ray next. Nice little high volume flip. Hopefully it moves a little bit quickly for us. And let's see. Only a 2 GP margin on the Manta Rays. Let's go ahead and do the... I don't even know. We'll do something still high volume. Maybe we'll do the Dragon Arrows. We'll try to get a few of those traded. Dragon Arrows are a really great flip for smaller cash stacks as well. I mean, I remember flipping Dragon Arrows when I was trying to build my cash stack up. I mean, I don't even think Dragon Arrows existed really when I started flipping. I mean, I don't know how long they've been around, but I don't remember really flipping them too much when I was a young lad with a small cash stack, but they are a flip that I use now, and I use them in my 10 to 100 mil flipping series all the time. Because again, they're a very high traded dragon ammunition, and they're just a really great flip. STW Benny says, I finally reached 5 mil. Hey, congrats, Benny, man. Congrats on that 5 mil cash stack. What are you going to spend it on? And we have Lewinteg 420 saying, has it just been me, or has the Scythe/T-Bow margins been awful the past 3 days? I don't know. I mean, I haven't really flipped the Scythe or the Twisted Bow too much over the weekend. I think we did them a little bit on Friday just to get a little bit of cash on hand. But as you can see right now, I mean, this is just a horrible session. I can't get anything really moving. And it's just a little bit unfortunate. At least we have these Sanguestis are doing their thing. I do want to get this Twisted Bow off so we can try to cycle into another one. But we've still just been waiting for that. We should have waited longer on the buy offer maybe. But I didn't, you know, we waited pretty long on that first buy offer, like 8 minutes or so. We didn't get one, which is, you know, we could have waited a little bit longer, but the Twisted Bow is like, I don't know, sometimes it's high volume, sometimes it's not. Like, it's an odd item. STW Benny says, I'm probably going to start flipping more now with the 5 mil stack. You should, man. Keep increasing those gains, and every GP you get into that cash stack is just going to be more GP you can make on the Grand Exchange. So, honestly, I highly recommend just keep going, keep learning how flipping works, and just reinvest your money into your flips. We're going to go ahead and do another 3 of these Sanguesti staffs here. Oh, we can't do another 3. We'll do 2 for now. And things are looking a little bit better now. We're starting to get some sell offers in. It's good to see. These Tacits, though, still not really selling off. We're going to do those and knock them down again. We'll do... that looks about right. We'll just let them sit for a little bit longer. But anyway, guys, how are you doing today? Have you been flipping today? If you have, let me know how it's been going. So far, it looks like the markets are really not too great, at least for me today. I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but if you have, let me know in the live chat, because I want to know, like, if I'm alone on this one, if I'm just bad at flipping, or if the market is just not that optimal today. But we did get the Twisted Bow off, which is great. We're going to cycle back in at a much lower price here and see if we can get another one bought up. And yeah, that should buy if I had to guess. But again, we're just going to be a little bit patient with it. Ivan Leva says, the Carol's leather top is my go-to flip, always works for me. Ivan, I don't think I've seen you around here before, so welcome to the live stream, man. And I do love flipping the Carol's leather tops, and one of the reasons I like it so much, and why I really like all of the Barrows items in specific, is the buy limit on them is 15 every 4 hours, which just makes them an incredible flip. I mean, you can list like every single Barrows armor piece and just flip 15 of them, and if you're getting like a 10k margin, I mean, that's 150k. So it's like not that bad, and that's a pretty small margin to begin with. Like, that's on the very low side for some of that Barrows stuff. So anyway, I just think the Barrows gear is a really great flip for people with like, you know, maybe like 25, 50 mil cash stacks who are trying to like branch out a little bit and flip items that maybe don't have as much high volume as like sharks or monkfish, mana rays, any ammo or consumables, and they're really trying to build like that knowledge of around armor items. Then I honestly think the Barrows gear is a great first step in that process, and that's why I always recommend it so much. That's why I have a video on flipping Barrows gear specifically, and I think people really like that one. Jay Hefner says, what's up, Scape? Congrats on the max cash stack, bro. Thank you so much, Jay, man. How are you? I'm so upset you missed the stream, but at least you can watch the VOD if you'd like. And welcome back, man. Good to see you on this lovely Monday evening. My least favorite day of the week. I'm sure I'm not alone in that one, but thank you for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. And by the way, guys, if you're watching over on YouTube, please leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more flipping content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Drop a like if you are. And anyway, yeah, let's try to make a little bit more money here today. I mean, market's not looking too great for us today, although in these past couple of minutes, we have turned it around a little bit here, and we're up to about 1.7 mil in profits so far, about 40 minutes into the stream. Again, not doing great. I mean, honestly, recently, I feel like my live stream performance, as far as profit goes, has really not been that great. So I've been thinking of like other ways that we can actually maximize it a bit more. And I think that flipping these larger items with higher margins is the best way to do it. Also, I know I keep saying we're going to do the second account as well. We're going to put it on the side. That is something I'd like to do considering we are at max cash now. So we should have another account going. And I still think the focus on that account is going to be like 300 to 500 mil on the alt account. Maybe we'll put like a bill on it or something, but I would like to do some bigger items on the main while we have the other account doing some higher volume stuff, right? So all those obvious consumables as well, maybe some Barrows items, and some like medium level gear as well, I think is how we're going to utilize the alternative account. That way we can increase our GP per hour and show you guys that it's really not that hard to flip onto accounts and to not be lazy, because that is one thing I am as a flipper, and that is a lazy person, and I should be flipping on 2 accounts, but here I am not doing so. 2 Grand Man says, thanks for the content, makes a great background listen while flipping, very positive attitude. 2 Grand Man, thank you so much, dude. I do appreciate that, and I love making this content for you guys. I love live streaming, and I'm sure a lot of you know that. So Imrod says, hey, the king is live. Good to see you, Imrod, and thank you for tuning in, dude. Do appreciate it. We have 3K Skills saying, can't believe you only have 4K subs. Honestly, keep up the great content. Thank you, 3K Skills, man. You know, I believe that, like, if I keep putting the content out and just keep a positive attitude and show you guys the power of flipping and how powerful it can be to build your cash stack, like, you know, the subs will come. And you know, that's been my mantra since the beginning. And I mean, here we are, like 3,800 subs, which to me is like way more than I thought I would ever get. So I'm happy with my performance so far. I'll be happy with my future performance. And every sub is an honored member of my community. So thank you guys for the support. We also have Ivan Leva saying, yeah, I just found you off the hitting max cash vid. That was a fun watch. Okay. So you know about my lost Hellcat. Have you seen him? Have you seen my lost Hellcat? Because Gertrude didn't have him and he's not in my bank. So if anyone sees him, just let me know. Yeah, I'll probably watch some of the stream on YouTube. Okay, Jay, that sounds awesome, man. It's a great stream, I'm not gonna lie. If you have the time to watch it, it really is a blast. Dragon Stick says, how much GP per hour would you ever consider to be good based on your experience? With my cash stack, my benchmark is like, if I'm doing 5 mil an hour, that's like, I'm doing good for myself. Anything less than 5 mil an hour, it's like, you know, what am I doing wrong? And that's kind of what I try to think about. And I would say 5 mil an hour is like pretty good for me, casually flipping, like not being super crazy on top of my margins and everything like that. I would say about, yeah, 5 mil an hour is a good benchmark for me. Can people make more? Yes. Have I made more? Yes. Have I made less? Yes. I just like to keep that like 5 mil an hour benchmark as like a good standard. And you should always have, you know, some monetary goal in mind. But as I say a lot, and some of you are going to say I sound like a broken record, I'm sure. But I try to encourage people look at their profit per week, like not their profit per hour, but like their profit per week or their profit per month and things like that. Because honestly, the Grand Exchange, as consistent as it can be sometimes to make money, it's always consistent when it comes to making money, but it's not consistent in how much you're going to make every, you know, hour you're flipping, right? So over a week, you might be able to make 100 mil, but in 1 hour, one day, you might only make a mil, right? And another hour during a different day at a different time, you might be able to make 4 mil. You know, it really varies when it comes to how much GP you're making an hour on the Grand Exchange. So I highly recommend you look at profits from a larger time frame, like a weekly standpoint or a monthly standpoint, just because it gives you like a better estimate of how much you're actually making per day, per hour, and things like that. Dragon Stick says, I agree with 3K skills. I just subscribed today. Dragon, what video did you come from? Or what video did you guys discover my channel from? I really like to know which videos are the ones where people actually are like subscribing and things like that. And I can look at my YouTube data, but I mean, hey, we're on live stream. We're having a conversation. So I thought we might as well just go ahead and talk it out a little bit. So yeah, let me know which video made you stumble across my channel. And if you liked it or not. Maybe you didn't even like it. There's always a chance. Anyway. Zardon Zane says, the Armadillo helmet has a 40k margin. The first flip that I can see this message, go and flip it. Oh, he didn't sell them though. Okay. Maybe we'll go back and we'll try that in a little bit here. We'll see. Hit max cash twice, technically, but shorted himself after I warned him. True. Still a good stream though. Still a good stream. Entertaining nonetheless. And again, no luck getting the Twisted Bow at this price point. I'm so confused on where this thing's trading around. We'll give it a little bit of another price bump here. Still keeping it relatively low in comparison to where we sold it. But we're trying to get them moving here. I mean, we need to trade a few Twisted Bows to really get that profit per hour up. So that's kind of my focus right now, is to get one of those bought and sold. But another flip that we can focus on in the interim is the Justiciar armor set. Now, the Justiciar armor set is a slow flip. It is a lower volume flip, but you can make a lot of money flipping this thing. And I'm really hoping to get in on a few of these today, see if we can make a little bit of cash. And if we can, then we're going to be a happy clam. So we're going to go ahead and get 4 of the Justiciar armor sets listed and ready to do their thing. We also have these Necklaces of Anguish, which are still not selling. Now, that's a concern considering how fast the Necklaces of Anguish should be selling for us. And actually, I kind of forgot about these. We should have sold these way earlier, but we actually didn't really notice. So I guess that's a human error instead of a little bit of a technical error here. Imrod says, that's very true. Sometimes it can feel like the dry streak never ends. That's, yeah, absolutely, man. Zardon Zane says, I just knew your channel searching flip videos. Awesome. Well, that's definitely one way you can find me, so I'm glad you found me that way. 3K Skills also saying, when will you start doing real life flips? I mean, what kind of real life flips do you want to see? Do you want to see stock flips? Do you want to see eBay flips? Like, basically done it all. I just only make really content on old school RuneScape. So, anyway. Pippo Gaming says, you make great content. You need more eye candy thumbnails. Do a series with like 5 items to flip, then another follow-up, another 5 more recommended items to flip them with profit showing. Yeah, you know, I want to do a series that's, oh wow, we like basically instant bought all these dragon leathers. I want to do a series that's like more of an overtime thing, right? Like a progression series where like, you know, and a lot of people have recommended do like 1 GP to 1 bill and things like that, but the problem with that is people don't realize the effort behind that kind of series, right? Like if I dedicate my time to that series, like it's only going to be live streams in that series, and I really rather, like, I still want to make flipping guides and flipping content because that's what gets people really into flipping. And I also understand the appeal of doing a series, and that's why I'd like to do one, but it's like, I don't know. It's really hard for me to decide what to focus on because, the guides that I produce usually get good viewership and they usually get good responses. And that's what's really coaching people how to flip is those guides. And I can sit here and flip all day, but does it really teach you the ins and outs of how to manage your cash stack with 100 mil, 150 mil, any amount of cash? Not really. I mean, you can ask me about it and I'll tell you, but it's not really showing the technicals behind what you should be doing. So yeah, that's why I like making the guide content so much and why guides have been my primary focus since the start. Is basically because of that, right? People always are trying to look up, oh, how do I flip? How do I make more money per hour in RuneScape? How do I make gold? And it's just like it's a hot market for video search. So that's what I've been focused on a lot. And I also love flipping. So anyway, any challenge or fun spin that we could put on flipping though, I'm all about it. And I do have a series in mind, but also on top of that as well, with that series, like I need to get my stats up. We'll put it that way. 2 Grand Man says cryptocurrency flips. I mean, hey, I don't know. Like, would people be interested in that? I don't know. It would be hard to start another channel. Chicken Dinner says, drop me a message on Discord after the stream. I might have an idea for how to change your coverings for prices and history. It may not work, but I'm happy to try it out and see where it goes if you're interested. I would be about that. Or videos with bracket flips. Pippo Gaming, we already have basically all those videos. I've already done those. So I have guides on what to flip with 10 mil, 25 mil, 50 mil. And I think those are the ones we have. So I guess there's still more I can make. What about videos about flipping 1 billion once a day? The rule is that you can only flip one time each day. This can be good or for the people with no time. Oh, or like I don't know, like maybe something where like we flip overnight every night and we see how much we make from overnight flipping only. Like, is that something? Because everyone's always like, how do I do overnight flips? Everyone's always so excited about that content, but I kind of liked Stoof's idea where he was like, hey, try to get as much money as you can with the shortest amount of game time as you can possible, which would be good. 3K Skill says, why not collab with another YouTuber and challenge each other to who will make the most from flipping in X amount of time? Yeah, we've thought about those ideas in the past, but I just haven't really gotten around to making it quite yet. I'm like pretty stubborn when it comes to collaborations. I'm open to it. I'm totally open to collabing. But the thing is, like, I'm so prideful in my channel. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't done it yet. But I do have people that I could collab with. I just don't really think too much about it. I just kind of do my thing and like anything that comes to mind, I make a video on it and I just release it and people seem to like it. So I'm very grateful for your vids. Thank you, Dragon Man. Well, they're going to keep coming at you. So hopefully some of the future guides can help you out and hopefully some of my past guides can help you out as well. Flipping OSRS collab would help this channel a bunch. Yeah, I don't think Flipping Old School wants to collaborate with me. He's a great guy. I love his flipping content. But considering he hasn't really done many collabs in the past, if any, then I don't really know he's going to be open to doing a collaboration. So regardless, though, I do appreciate his content, but we obviously have not discussed a collaboration with him. So there probably will be collaborations, just not really in this like short time frame that I'm thinking of. I'm just trying to think of like what's another video idea I could get invested in and start putting out, because I just want to think of something good. I mean, I can make as many guides as you guys want, but it would be cool to have like a series at least on the side that I could upload, once a week or once every other week into. I will get with him. LOL, I got you. Okay, Mark, it sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to it. Jay Hefner saying, our boys Escape-nomics would wipe the floor with flipping OSRS in a challenge. Dude, I don't know. He's pretty good at flipping. Like, you have to keep in mind that I learned from watching Flipping Old School. Like, I learned from watching his content originally. Like, that's where I originally started. And once I saw him making content, I was like, I think I can make flipping content too. And that's what I did. Like he was kind of like the inspiration behind the channel. He didn't, inspire me to make videos really, but he inspired me to explore flipping. And then I started making videos after learning from him. So, it didn't really take that much effort learning how to do it. Just, tuning into a couple of his videos and finding out like, oh, that's how he checks a margin. That's how he buys and sells. And he's very skilled at flipping. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I'd like to think I'm a little bit skilled as well. Anyway, we're going to knock down the Sanguesti stabs a little bit here. Struggling to sell the ones that we did have. So we gave it a little bit of a price knock downwards, hoping to actually sell a few of those off. The Black Dragon Leather completely crashed on us. We filled up a limit basically instantly, so that'll be interesting to see what happens on that one. Tormented Bracelets and Necklaces of Anguish kind of slowly selling off here. The Tormented Bracelets made us a lot of bank, and we do have one more left, so we're going to knock that last one down, just try to get it off. And if we can do that, we'll be in a good spot. We'll go ahead and list that a little bit lower, let it do its thing. Stoof, oh yeah, Stoof Lees, I always forget. So if you guys know, in my Discord group, by the way, if you're not with us in there, highly recommend joining, honestly. Like, people in the live chat can vouch, the Discord group is an amazing place to pick up more flipping tips and actually learn how to implement your flipping strategies to make more money. But Stoof Lees is one of my own homegrown flippers, so, and he's an amazing flipper now, so Stoof, congrats to you, man. But I taught him the basics back in the day. He used to tune into the content, and now he's making I'll let him speak for himself, but he makes a lot of money. But anyway, I'm very happy about that. That if I got you into flipping, let me know in the live chat. If I taught you a thing or two about flipping, let me know, because that's really what I'm trying to get across, is teaching as many people as I can how to flip, even if it's only basic stuff, and then they grow and they start learning how to do their own thing. That means my mission succeeded, right? So just let me know if I've helped you out in any way. I would appreciate it. Always good to hear the feedback from people who really enjoy the content and have learned a thing or two. And hopefully it's changed your perspective on making money in old school RuneScape. And that's like really the light I like to shine on it, is like, hey, you don't have to go bossing or Camp Vorkath for money. There's other ways you can do it. And potentially, if, or in my opinion at least, more effective ways. I mean, you can make money when you're not even logged into the game. I mean, and one moneymaker in RuneScape where you can make money when you're logged off, as well as, doesn't scale. Like, there's no cap. Like, Theater of Blood, like, the most you're making per hour is like 15 mil an hour, right? Absolute max, best RNG, best everything, 15 mil an hour. I mean, one really solid flip could put you in the 20 mil an hour range. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've had a couple sessions where I've walked away with 10 mil an hour, and I mean, like, that's incredible. So what flipping method, what moneymakers in old school RuneScape scale to how much money you have and can make you money when you're not logged in? The only one I know is flipping. That's why I like it so much. Anyway, we're going to sell these Justiciar armor sets back. We're only at about a 2 mil an hour session right now, which is pretty low for us. But we've been trying to get a couple things moving. I mean, these past, couple of streams we've had, we're only capping like 2 to 3 mil an hour, which is just atrocious. So I think in these market situations, you have to get another account going to get your profits driven up a little bit. And it's, I hate coming on these streams and not being able to get these bigger flips going for you guys, and which is why I typically avoid them. I mean, we have the Twisted Bow just sitting here 10 minutes. We can't get one. We even knocked it up again. I'll give it one more shot at the margin here. We'll give it a little bit of a price boost just the last time here, and we'll see if we can get one. Hopefully we can. We did get the Armado God Swords, though. They bought a little bit quickly, so I don't know how this one's going to turn out, but we're sure going to go ahead and try to flip this for a profit. And we'll let that sit for a little bit and let it do its thing. Hopefully the Justiciar armor sets sell as well. Anyway. Jay Hefner says, yeah, of course, I'm just playing a little bit. I thought you would win with active flips, though. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He does more like constant overnights, it seems like. So maybe he's more capital efficient than I am. But anyway, you basically taught me anything. I'm glad, STW, man. Me? Oh, awesome. Awesome, Lewintag, man. You got me into flipping more consistently. I appreciate that, Jay. And that's my goal. If I can get you flipping more and teach you more about flipping, then, I mean, mission success, man. I think I first stumbled upon your videos when you went by a different name, ended in 42. Not many people know about that one. So, wow, Rage. Wow. Have you been lurking for a long time then? Anyway, maybe you just didn't really know about the live streams or anything. STW Benny says, when I first started playing OSRS, I saw that most fun and good money makers had a very high level requirement, but flipping is really fun and easy. Yeah, I mean, that's like the main goal behind it as well. And like the thing that I was having is no one was teaching me, like, how do I sustain my cash stack, right? The only way I can make money and sustain a bond is like doing this high level PVM stuff, which I didn't get to until like my stats were way, way, way higher. So it took me a long time to actually get there. And making my way to that, I was like, yo, I gotta find a way to make money that's consistent, because I think at the time I was like going to Wyverns, and that was like, even at the time was like 800K an hour at best, and it just wasn't sustaining it. And no one wants to go do a moneymaker that they don't like. It just is so unenjoyable from a player experience, right? And if you can like just simply manage your cash stack and make a little bit more money off some very, very basic stuff and basic knowledge, then, I mean, it's going to change your world when it comes to RuneScape. You're going to stop doing the stuff you don't like, and you're going to start having more time to do the stuff you do like with the gear you deserve with a higher cash stack. We have Robert L. and Lake Kiesi popping in as well. Good to see both of you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. Stoof says, do an RS3 flipping series. Lots of OSRS players have been giving it a shot. I've got to talk with like an RS3 flipper and see like what they flip on there. And you know what we could do, which would be interesting? You know what? I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to let it be a surprise, but I've got a great idea. I'll put it that way. Thank you, Stoof. You just sparked a good idea in my mind. Zarna says, flipping is so chill, I could do it while I'm in a class or studying. Exactly. And the thing about it as well is, like, if you just leave your computer, like you just walk away, then if you're not at risk of losing any items or dying or anything like that. You just get auto-logged. So the worst thing that could happen is you get hacked in that moment that you're logged off and your cash tag's gone. So GG. Explore it yourself. It might be fun. Yeah, I've never played RS3, so it would be an interesting to give it a shot. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here today at the 2.4 mil mark here, about an hour in. I'd like to stream longer, but I can't today. Quick announcement, because in case you missed Wednesday's stream, I will not be live this Friday, and I will not be live next Monday as well. Now, the reason that I've got some plans, so I'm not going to be able to stream. I'm not going to be in my apartment. So I took some days off work, got like a Valentine's Day thing, so I'm going to go enjoy that, and unfortunately, I will not have the streams. That being said, I'm going to try this week to get a video film for you guys that I can release over the weekend for you guys to enjoy, if not the weekend, on Friday or something. So don't worry, I'll have some content coming your way, and I can like premiere it as well, so we can do like a semi-live stream kind of thing where I premiere a video. But if you guys want to see that, then let me know. If you don't want it, like if you want me to just upload it normally, let me know as well. And of course, the best place to let me know anything or connect with me is in our Discord group. So be sure to join us with the link in the description below. We've got an amazing moderation team in there. We've got some amazing players in there as well who are amazing at flipping. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today, and appreciate it. Jem, you just came in late to the stream, but thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. So let's get at it on Wednesday, try to make a little bit more money than we did today, and have a great time doing it. All right, guys, peace out, and see you next time.